Hi guys, it's Mandy here. I just wanted to do a video review on the latest website guys proxies. I have quite an assortment, so I ordered 23 of the new Commander 7.0 list cards, and I also ordered the both foil packs, so the H1 and H2 or F1 and F2, whatever they're called. And I'm just going to go over some comparisons and some overall review on website guys and their proxies that are available currently. First and foremost, I want to address the shipping time and communication concerns that I've heard a lot of about the website guys. It initially made me very concerned to place the order with them, but they offered frequent communication, and when I emailed them to ask about the status of my order, they were pretty quick to get back, and everything was understandable. Nothing was lost in translation, I feel. I ordered this on June 10th, and it arrived on the 27th, so it took 17 days for me to receive the cards. I believe the fact that I ordered 23 custom proxy cards is what accounted for the extra time. The amount of time it took from finishing production to coming to my house via DHL, I paid the extra for the fast shipping, was extremely quick, and I recommend paying the extra if you're trying to get them in a rush. So overall customer service, pricing was excellent, and I have no hesitations with that for future orders. I will definitely be ordering from website guys again. So to start here, we have a foil Dark Confidant. Now this one on the left is a real one. This is the proxy one over here. There are different sets, yes I know, but I'm just going to use what I have for comparison here. So the main difference, and this is going to apply to all the cards, I am not going to dock points for this because I intend on playing all my cards double sleeved, and it's just the saturation and the coloring on the back of it. It seems a little pixelated, it looks a little granulated. The bolding on the side seems to be much darker, where it's kind of a brighter red that fades to a solid outline on the actual cards on it, and I've noticed this with a lot of them. Well, again, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to discuss that. We're not taking any points off for that. For this Dark Confidant in particular, there is a little bit of manufacturing defects, and I know it's really hard to see on the camera, but there's a little bit of a line from either the production or the packaging here where the foil is scraped off on the border, so it is not black. It is actually foil that you can see. The card doesn't quite pop like the new Dark Confidant, and again, these are different foiling processes. They're completely different cards, so this is not the best basis of comparison, but I'm just using what I have available. I still think that the proxy one is extremely convincing. Obviously, if you're playing it, this isn't even double sleeve, this is just regular sleeves and a normal Dragon Shield. It looks extremely convincing. If you were to play it double sleeved with matte sleeves, it's nearly indistinguishable, so I'd consider it highly passable. I have some other real cards that I'm going to compare to some other cards here that I have available. So let me grab a stack here. What do we have? So we have, we're going to do some old school cards. So we have a couple of Demonic Tutors, and we have a couple of Reanimates. And I actually mix these up a lot, and it's kind of scary, really, how often I have to double check to see which one is which. The Demonic Tutor, it's very obvious to me. This Demonic Tutor, it is too dark. It's too dark, and that's really the only giveaway. If it was a little bit lighter in terms of the saturation or the brightness for the text box and the image itself, I would not be able to tell these two cards apart from the front of it. Even from the back, again, it's very close, and there's production variations in cards at this time. So to me, it's just crazy. And again, I have to try and make sure that I sleeve these for the right things. I have some of these in an EDH deck, some of these in a cube, and I try and make sure that I myself know which one is which, and sometimes it can be quite the challenge, so just kind of a testament to how good the quality is on some of these. We're going to look at some other cards here. So we have some Reanimates, and again, you can guess which one is the real Reanimate and which one is the fake Reanimate. And for me personally, a lot of times I need to look at the back. I believe this is actually the real one, if I'm not mistaken, and it's just so close. It's so close sometimes that it's absurd. But the real Reanimate, it looks like it's a little more saturated. And for some of these things, I feel like I need to take a jeweler's loupe to it, really, to have the slightest indicator. You can kind of tell around the text box. It's just a little bit fuzzy. The resolution on it, it's a little bit lower for the copyright date than on the real one, but it is so absurdly close. And again, when you're playing this, we're going to sleeve them up the way I have them. This isn't a match sleeve. This is in a glossy, that's actually a KMC sleeve. So a KMC Hypermatte versus this is, I believe, this is actually also a KMC. This is their premium version, so it's matte on both sides. But how close is that? How insanely close is that? Again, if it was just a little bit lighter, pardon me. Again, I keep mixing up. If it was a little bit more tan. So this is the real one. I'll put the real one on the left. It was a little more. Okay, I did it to myself again. Like, it's just so crazy how close that these are when you really need to double and triple check them. Yeah, so this is the real one. There we go. So if this was just a little bit more tan, it would be almost indistinguishable. So just crazy again for the quality on these. Again, I need to go back and I need to separate these and be like, this one is this one, and this one is this one. I'm putting them in the piles. One's for my EDH, one's for my cube, and just absolutely wild in terms of the quality on those. I have some other ones that I guess were thrown in. These are cards I did not order, but I did receive, and I'm thankful for the additional cards. And these are great because these are cards I do own. So, like, for instance, these are 2 Tarmogoyfs. Now, both these are real Tarmogoyfs. This is a proxy Tarmogoyf. And again, I have it in the matte sleeves because I believe the matte sleeves make a big difference for the appearance on it. Now, you can tell it's too saturated. It's too green in comparison to the real Tarmogoyfs. And this is something that's been stated a lot. So, again, we're going to take them out of the sleeves, and it pops a lot more. Like, if you put them like this, it's a lot more noticeable. This is just too green. But the matte sleeve does help a little bit with disguising that. So, again, really high quality. The stamps on these are just insane. The stamps look just like the real thing. It's just absolutely wild. So, let's see what else we have here. We have Verdant Catacombs. One of these is a real Verdant Catacombs. The other one of these is a proxy Verdant Catacombs. And again, if you're playing Magic, you're probably no closer than this. You're probably a lot further than this, looking at your opponent's lands. I can tell just barely, and again, just barely, the background on this one looks a little bit faded. I believe this is the fake one, just eyeballing it. And these I actually think I have on the same sleeves. No, one of these is a matte. One of these, it's Ultimate Guard matte versus a regular one. So really the only way for me to tell, and it's very obvious when you look at the back, that this is the real Verdant Catacomb and this is a proxy. It is that hard. I have to physically take the card out of the sleeve, have the real card next to it, and turn it around in order to determine this is a proxy Verdant Catacomb. So I would literally give that a 10 out of 10. If I'm rating the Verdant Catacomb, it is a 10 out of 10. And only side by side with the real one can you really identify that those are not the real cards, that they are proxies. But still phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It's just a little bit of tweaking until I really think that those are going to be 100%. This Damnation is a card that has me extremely surprised. This one is indistinguishable. I would give this a 10 out of 10 for the front. The back, same issue on it. It is so close. I cannot tell the difference between these two Damnations side by side. But again, if we take them, it's instantly apparent to me that this is not a real Damnation. This is a proxy Damnation. But I mean, just wow on the quality. Just wow on how well that they are done. And I was very shocked looking at a lot of these, how good the quality has become on these. I also have some cards that I've ordered, and these I've ordered as proxies. These are not cards that I do own, so I'm just going to be going over how I feel about them and how I feel about their appearance. So we got the foil ones and the foil twos here. So the Force of Wills I have here. Now the foil 2 versions are much, much better. And one of the things you'll see, even if they're laying flat like this, you can see how the star pops like a real Judge promo, and on this one it does not. There is a star there, but the foiling process on it is not correct. It doesn't pop like a regular one should, and on this one you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, you see how the foil pops on it. I highly recommend the foil 2 or the H2 versions, Hollow 2. It is a night and day difference in terms of the quality of them. And the only thing that I think I was inspecting earlier is the back on the card. The back on the foil 1 is actually significantly better than that on the foil 2. If you had the foil 2 front with the foil 1 back, it is so absurdly close to the real thing. It's quite incredible, actually. But yeah, sometimes I just get caught up looking at them, because when you're playing with them, it feels like the real thing. It looks like the real thing in a matte double sleeve. It's quite insane. And I keep saying that, but it's true. I'm going to quickly go over some of the cards that arrived in these packs. And I actually have them mixed together, so apologies if it's not separated the way that they come. But again, we went over the Dark Confidant. The Imperial Seal is also in both sets on it. The new one is significantly better than the old one. We have the Metalworkers here, and one of my main gripes with the cards that I received is some of them do have production defects, and I understand, they're trying this process, but you can see if we get in the light there, you see that line of residue, or whatever the printing press roller it did to it. I've been told it could be wiped away with a cloth and not damage the card. I haven't attempted it, and I will attempt it on this Metalworker because it's a card I don't really care for, but it is included here. These Thought Seizes look fantastic, quite good. Another Dark Confidant. The Rashad imports, this has been addressed by a number of people, but there's a bit of a ghost printing for text on the back of it, and you can't really pick it up here in the picture or in the video, but I might take pictures later. But it's a very big giveaway. These Gaia Cradles, never had a foil Gaia's Cradle personally, but again, they look fantastic, very convincing. These Vendilion Clicks look a little flat to me in terms of the way the foiling's done. But again, I don't have a basis of comparison. Now, what really impressed me are these Expedition lands. They are just absolutely beautiful, so close to the real thing. And every time I look at them, I'm just in awe of how beautiful they are, how close they are to the real thing. I highly recommend purchasing for those if that's what you're looking for. Great for a cube or EDH deck to pimp it out. Or even if you have the real cards to protect the foils from any kind of damage that might happen playing with them. These Jaces look fantastic. The Set Some Wall, this Tarmogoyf is a bit of a giveaway for me, but otherwise looks great. The Liliana, the Veil, looks pretty fantastic as well. Snapcaster Maze looks great. I also have some of the custom cards I ordered off the list. So we have like Badlands, Volcanic Island. The issue with these, again, I don't have a basis of comparison for beta dual lands or alpha or whatever. The Volcanic Island just seems a little bit too dark to me. The text on it looks a little bit fuzzy. It's not awful. I actually ordered this Nether Void by accident. I meant to order Survival of the Fittest, but I clicked the wrong thing. But it looks okay, not super convincing. Same can be said of the Beta Twister. And then we're back to where we initially started. I have some other cards here that I'm going to pull out of the deck that I currently use them in. There's some other proxies here. Now, again, there's some printing defects on these. So this Misty Rainforest, for instance, again, beautiful in terms of the production on it. But you can see there's a little dot here. It's not dirt that's stuck in there. It's the printing process or whatever was scratched. You see right through the foil on it. And as a basis of comparison, this is a real breeding pool. And side by side, you can kind of tell the difference very slightly. The text on the Misty Rainforest needs to be a little more bold. It needs to be a little bit more bold than what it currently is, and I think that's the only slight giveaway. Also, the foiling, the way that they catch the light and reflect it. Let's see if we get it here. Alright, you see the rainbow, the way it kind of rainbows on the real one? The other one does not quite do it quite as brilliantly, and we'll take it out of the sleeves. I know one is in a matte sleeve as opposed to the other one. Actually, pardon me, these are both in matte sleeves. But you see the way that it catches the sun? Or the way that it catches the light on it? Very, very bright rainbow. And then we go over to the other one. It's there. It's not as bright, not as vivid as the other one. And again, if you're playing in matte sleeves, it's reduced. The fact that this foil is reduced anyway, so extremely close. And again, some of the cards, like, I own them. And if there ever came a proxy breeding pool, I'd rather play that just to protect my real one from any kind of damage that might happen from shuffling or anything like that. Just insanely close. And I apologize for any kind of glare in the light. I'm just trying to do my best to show off what's great about the cards or what's different about the cards. Now again, there's some other printing defects. This is the worst one that I've received. The Averting Catacombs, and you can see there if I shine the light on it, you can see those marks all over it, the little waves do the printing press. And I really like this card, so I'm kind of afraid to wipe it down, so I'll definitely try it on the Metalworker first. But that's my main and real big concern for printer quality. We have an Arid Maze, so this one's really well known as well. There's no copyright symbol on it, so obviously a proxy. We have some of these are just really fantastic. The Mox Diamond, I would give this probably a 9 out of 10. Lion's Eye Diamond, I would give a 9 out of 10. Mana Crypt, I would give a 9 out of 10. Chrome Mox, I would give a 10 out of 10. There's absolutely fantastic reproduction on it. We already went over the Reanimate and the Demonic Tutor. These are very well done. Not quite up to snuff. I'd give those maybe an 8 out of 10. Some of the other ones, like the Time Twister, this Unlimited Time Twister, I haven't seen one in this good of condition, and that's what makes it really hard to evaluate. But I would probably put it at 7.5, maybe an 8. Again, I just don't have one of this kind of quality to compare it to, but the resolution on it and everything else looks really great. We have the Sylvan library, looks fantastic. I'd give that a 9 out of 10. Sylvan tutor, I'd give maybe an 8 out of 10. It's not a super big giveaway, but again, it's just the condition on these are just so good, and that's kind of the weird thing. Like if it was a little beat up, I'd probably give it a 9, as weird as that sounds. So if you feel like conditioning your cards, this Vampiric tutor is, I'd probably say it's a 7, maybe an 8. The issue is the text box for the set. It's just too blurry. The resolution isn't where it should be on that. This Noble Hierarch is kind of similar. The text is not bold enough. And then I have this Bazaar of Baghdad here. I've never had a real Bazaar of Baghdad to compare it to. To me, it's just surreal to own, to have this to play around with an EDH deck. I would give it at the very least an 8 out of 10. Just really fantastic reproduction in these. I am so excited to have these cards and to begin playing with these cards. And again, I'm using these casually personally. I know some people might try and use these as proxies in a tournament. Some of them, I believe, would absolutely 100% go undetected. The Verdant Catacomb, you could go through 15 rounds of Swiss and a deck check, and I still don't think you will be called out for using a proxy card in that situation. If you are going to use these, I recommend using them with more proxies. Purchase more proxies by the playset. Don't mix and match. When you do that, it makes it more apparent. It makes things stick out a little bit more, so I highly would recommend against that. Again, I would love to purchase more cards from the website, guys. If I build any more EDH decks, and instead of accumulating 20 playsets of duels, not everyone could be Rudy. It's nice to be able to not have to re-sleeve constantly. For me, I've cycled cards between my cube and my EDH deck frequently, and it's a headache. I personally went through the stage of owning 6 copies of every card. So I've had, let's say if I needed a Scalding Tarn, I would physically have 6 Scalding Tarns, and I would have 4 in a deck. I would have 1 in my cube, and I would have 1 in a commander deck. And you're hoarding all these cards. You're using redundant copies of them to play the game casually. So I think that these proxies are a fantastic tool for that. Again, if you're trying to pass them in a tournament, it's an at-your-risk thing. Some of the cards, the Chromox, you can't play it in Modern or anything like that, but the quality on it is so absurdly good. If someone was to trade me that, I don't think I would double-check it, honestly, because $20 cards, most people don't put the same kind of consideration into trading it and inspecting the card properly. But overall, I'm very happy with my purchase. I did purchase, I think it was maybe $200 some odd worth of proxy cards, but I'm happy about that. I sat at a point with $1,500 worth of dual lands in my cart, saying, do I need these additional dual lands? And everyone's speculating on them going up. I don't think I did. I'm very happy with what I've purchased here, and I hope this review is entertaining. I hope it is informative. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be posting another video comparing these to cards I have purchased from Wish.com, as well as Black Lotus, another kind of famed proxy seller. And I hope you guys have a great one. I hope you guys order these cards and enjoy them as they are meant to be enjoyed. And I hope you have a wonderful day or evening or whatever you're doing. So take care.